This isn't just a return to Metropolis, it's a relaunch of the DC Universe, and surprisingly, we might be off to a great start. Here's my review for Superman 2025. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Today we are talking about Superman 2025, James Gunn's first major swing at building the new DCU. And boy, is it a big one. We've been waiting on this movie for a while, and it's finally out. This movie had the weight of the expectation on its back, and for the most part, it still flies. So we're gonna get into the good, the bad, and the stuff that I feel they could have done better. Now, Gunn didn't just reboot Superman, he reframed him. This version is rooted in optimism, but isn't afraid to be vulnerable. The movie captures what made Clark Kent matter in the first place, without making him feel dated or preachy. This Superman cares, and the story lets that sincerity shine. David Corenswet steps into the cape, and honestly, he fits. He brings a sense of quiet strength that works well for a younger, more grounded Superman. He's kind of just starting out, and he's making a lot of mistakes, but at the end of the day, he is coming to his own. And if you think about it, in this film, he's giving you the core values that Superman is supposed to be, and that is pure, unadulterated, unfiltered hope. Someone who you can look at and say, man, you are the good in people. And frankly, I think he did a great job in this. Now, I know a lot of people really love the Man of Steel and Henry Cavill is their Superman, but I feel like David Corenswet's Superman holds its own. I feel like it gives you exactly what you need from this type of Superman. It's not going for Man of Steel. It's going for the type of Superman that we've all grown up on. And that's the one that says the funny things and does quirky stuff. And frankly, I think they did a great job at that. The focus is not about the origin story of Superman. The focus is about what's going on in Superman's life at this time. And if you read comic books, it honestly feels like you're watching a comic book on screen. It's very much the way actual comics read, except in movie form. And frankly, I think a lot of people are going to like that. But I also feel like a lot of people might not really get it. And you know what? That's okay. Not every movie is supposed to be for everybody. But I think when it comes to comic book movies, they probably should cater to comic book fans. I mean, at the end of the day, these are the people that are reading the source material. These are the people that are invested in these characters. So why not? I think that's why this movie works. It plays to those who've read the comics, who grew up with the character, and have seen different iterations of Superman. Because there isn't just one style of Superman. There's multiple different styles. There's the pessimist. There's the one that is full of hope. There is the one that's old and tired and even the one that's dying. Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane is sharp, confident, and layered. Their chemistry isn't fireworks yet, but it is definitely a believable foundation. They decided to go with the role of where Superman and Lois Lane are together, and Lois Lane knows that Superman and Clark Kent are the same person. Now, they are in the beginning stages of them dating and falling in love, and honestly, I think the chemistry really did fit well. And frankly, it was kind of laughable when you realize, man, even Superman has relationship problems. If you've seen the trailer, you know they kind of go into a battle, and to see Lois Lane stand her own with all-powerful, basically God amongst men, is actually kind of interesting.
How you're gonna be?
I'm not the one being interviewed, Superman.
Nicholas Holt's Lex Luthor is something that I think we all need to witness. Not only is he charismatic, but he's also menacing in a way that I think we're just now seeing the surface. He, in my opinion, was the perfect villain for this Superman. It almost gave me the same vibe as Heath Ledger's Joker versus, Christian Bale's Batman. It almost low-key was a Lex Luthor movie and not really Superman. Lex Luthor really stole the show. I do think that they cut some things out that we probably could have seen that would have even made that even stronger. But I understand why they didn't do it. And I know a lot of people online are saying that, this movie suffers from a bloated cast and a bloated amount of, characters in it. But frankly, I don't really think that matters. I think that it pulls you in from the beginning and it makes you want to keep watching. There is literally action from the beginning of this movie. Plays just like a comic book. When you open a comic book, you're in the middle of it. You don't get the origin story. You're picking it up from where that comic book is in time. And frankly, this movie does that very, very well. There are some things that visually I'm not really a fan of, but we're going to get into that in a second. Visually, this film takes some bold swings. It blends classic Americana with modern sci-fi without feeling like a copy of Man of Steel or Batman. Some of the effects are stunning, others not quite polished, but the direction has intention. Action is used sparingly but effectively. There's one mid-movie scene piece that really sticks the landing. And if you know, one thing you can say is that it's terrific. Gunn knows what to show and more importantly, when to pull back. This is the first real entry in the DCU relaunch, and it does what Marvel used to do well. It gives you hints without dragging the whole film down with setups. Yes, there are Easter eggs. Yes, there are cameos, but they're to support the Superman story, not overshadow it. James Gunn didn't reinvent Superman. He restored him. He made him feel relevant without chasing trends. And that's the real win here. This movie isn't perfect. It's a strong start. A solid statement. Overall, I'm giving this movie an A-. For the action, the type of style that he's going for, staying true to the comics, and frankly, giving us something refreshing for the DCU. I'm excited to see what comes next. If James Gunn is going to make all the movies like this, I think that we're going to be in for something very, very special. At the end of the day, it can only go up from here. If this is what the DCU is built on, we might finally have a reason to care again. So go watch it in theaters. You won't be disappointed. Let me know in the comments, was this the Superman movie you were hoping for? Or is it still missing something? Hit that like button if you're rooting for the DCU comeback, and subscribe if you want more honest takes like this. Because remember, life's too short to watch bad movies, so let me help you with that. Thanks for watching to the end of the video. YouTube thinks you're going to like this one, so click on it and don't prove them wrong. And while you're at it, hit that subscribe button. I'm on a mission here.